Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It is Wednesday morning, and I had what we call a mixture of an eventful and a totally chill night. So the beginning of my night started, and I was like running around. I had to meet up with my coworker to give her a badge for a new employee. I started to do my job, but then I got called here and I got called there. Anyway, ends up, I get this phone call from the North Rover, which is my husband, and he says, I was on my way out to this location to check on one of these units, and right before I pulled up, it exploded. Not the unit. The unit wasn't there anymore, but what he thought was the tank battery nearby exploded, but it wasn't the tank battery. It was just gas line that was in front of the tank battery. Anyways, he saw this big ball of fire shoot into the sky, and then he got over there and he called 911 and he got fire department and he made all the phone calls he needed to make, and so he called me and I was like, okay, well, I'll head over there. So I got there. They were just finishing putting the fire out. They were waiting on electrical to turn off because the power lines had been set on fire by the ball, and so they were waiting for the power to get turned off so that they could spray the power poles and not just, cause more damage. And so they were putting that part out. And our policy when something like that happens is that we stay there for the rest of the shift to make sure it doesn't reignite. So I sat there and stitched all night. Now, I forgot my daily 100 project, so I did not work on Angel of the New Dawn last night. Plans change. But it did mean I got a few extra stitches in my temperature butterfly. So, you can't see it. Here, I'll take this off. Hold on. I finished August's butterfly. And then we started on September's butterfly. So, it needed some good stitching anyway. It needed the extra attention. So, all good. Tonight we're off. I need to run errands. Really need to go grocery shopping, y'all, like badly. So we're going to be doing that. And then we'll get some stitching in, though. I figure I got to be home by between 10 and 11 so my kids can get to bed for school tomorrow. And then that still gives me the rest of the night to stitch. Now, granted, I also want to kind of meal prep tomorrow. So maybe not. Well, I only really need to meal prep for one day. I can do the rest on Friday when I'm off. So we'll be doing that too. Maybe I'll even take y'all along with me on my thought process here. If y'all have any good suggestions, I have super picky eaters. I have the fact that, like, here at work, we're in a truck all night. So you need something that either tastes okay if it's kind of cold, or sandwiches, which I don't like sandwiches after they've been sitting for too long. I don't like when the cheese gets a little melty. I can add mayonnaise, like I can add it after I'm here at work. But anyway, I'm just trying to come up with some ideas. I think I've got a good idea planned for this week. So we'll go over that tomorrow. And then, and how some of it can be pre-prepped to make my life a little easier. We're gonna get on top of this because I suck at adulting. I suck at making food. We eat out way too much. We spend way too much money on eating out. Now, I'm not saying I can buy groceries for much cheaper, but we're going to attempt it. So we'll see how this week goes, and then maybe y'all can give me some suggestions and thoughts and tips and tricks. I've been watching a lot of TikTok, like these quick, easy meals or just something different. And I can also tell you why things will and won't work. So we're going to have some food talk on here for a little bit. So if food talk is not your thing, I'm sorry. I'll try and keep it brief, but it's something that I'm having to focus on right now. And if I have other people focusing on it with me, I have a better chance of sticking to it. So I'm going to get this stuff put up. My relief should be here in, it's going to be about 20 more minutes, but that's okay. Give me time to do some other stuff. Like maybe take a nap. Oh, I'm like for a night where I didn't have to do a whole lot, all of a sudden in the last 30 minutes, I'm super tired, right? I don't get it. So yeah, I had to get all this stuff in my car and get ready for my relief to show up so I can go home and sleep because I got a lot to do tonight. Who made adulting? Because it doesn't make any sense. There's not enough hours in the day. There's not enough energy in the body. You cannot possibly do it all. And yet we're expected to work and keep a house clean and feed ourselves 3 times a day minimum. You know, like, I don't get it. Anyway, that's just me today. I really don't like the angle of this camera because, like, either you're looking at my nose or I've got the shadow from the light. Anyway, I'm easily distracted this morning. I'm gonna let y'all go and I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. I cannot talk long. It is time to go. I didn't check in yesterday. I totally meant to. I thought about it and then I was just so tired. So yesterday was a hectic day. Woke up about my normal time around 2:30. Got ready to go. As soon as Lexi got out of school, we went. I got my hair chopped off. Y'all, it's not short, but it's so much shorter than it was. Like, I'm panicky about it, but look how healthy it looks. It is just shiny and vibrant and doesn't knot up constantly. So it was a good thing, but I'm still struggling with it a little bit because that's the longest my hair has ever been. It was crazy long. Got our nails done. We got our eyebrows done. Like, we had a little girl time. Then we went grocery shopping, and I'm really over the things not being open. Walmart closing at a certain time. Now, granted, I needed to get my kids home and in bed, but I was in such a rush because by the time Lexi gets out of school, it's almost 4 o'clock. It takes an hour to get to town. With everything else we didn't start grocery shopping until 8:30, and then, like, it was just a mad rush. Bought tons of groceries. I'm gonna go over that a little bit more tonight when I'm meal prepping, if I can get the energy to do it. And then we got home. It was 12:30, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And then it took me hour and a half to put the groceries up. Had to completely clean out my fridge and discovered my sink was leaking. So it was quite the night. It was quite the night. So by the time I sat down, it was after 2 o'clock in the morning, and I sat there like this. I didn't pull out my stitching. I sat there for probably 40 minutes like this before I even turned on the TV. Like, I was so exhausted. And I watched like 1 episode and then I went to bed. I didn't stitch. I was too tired. So there wasn't much checking in to do except to tell you all that, which I was able to do tonight. Tonight I forgot Angel the New Dawn again, but really with as little as I have left to catch up on all of them, it's not a big deal that I'm not doing the daily 100. So tonight I was working on, I really like this. I don't know. Anyway, I was working on hummingbirds, and I got about 200 stitches, and I shoved it in this bag, and I don't know if I can get it out of this bag or if I should get it out of this bag. Okay, we're back. That's upside down. So here's where we're at. Got some of the hummingbirds started, finished up this leaf over here, a little bit on this. This motif is new. Just 200 stitches here, there, and everywhere. So we're completely done with the bottom half. We're starting in the right hand. If you're facing it, it's your right hand corner, but we haven't done the left hand corner. So, but 200 stitches, I mean, got quite a bit done. I think the top is like right here. So I think we can finish this year. If I That sounded totally drunk. I think we can finish this year. As long as December doesn't get too carried away, it should be on higher up on the to be completed, finish that stitch December. So we got Lady of the Flag, temperature butterflies, but of course that's going to take most of the month to get done because, you know, the temperatures. Nordic Winter, hopefully Touch of Magic, but I'm not holding my breath at this point. Hummingbirds would be nice. What else? I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are other things. And what I do is I start with the one closest to a finish, and then I finish it, and then I pull out the next one. So we'll see how many we can get through this December. In the past, I've done a lot of smalls, and so we get like large numbers knocked out in December. That will not be the case this year. But anyway, so I'm gonna put this up. I got a needle hanging out of it. Hold on. Don't want that poking through the bag. And I'm gonna get this put up. It's time to head home. It's been storming all night, so I haven't done a whole lot of driving. It was actually hailing at one point. You do not drive in the hail. Nope. We just sit still through all that. I'll put that up in a minute. So I'm off the next 2 nights. We're gonna work on Minnie Alice and Dolly Dream, and we're gonna work on other stuff. And I hope I remember to check in with y'all, because I've been slacking, but it's okay. It's okay. Got the hers looking good, right? I'm excited about it. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. I will check in with y'all tonight. Like I said, I'd like to take you along my meal prep journey, and of course the stitching stuff. So I will talk to y'all tonight. Good morning, everybody. Okay, it is, I guess it's Saturday morning now. It was Friday night. It was my night off. And I feel very accomplished. So I didn't get the meal prepping done. That's going to have to happen today. And I realized today that it has to happen because I work up until I leave and then I go out of town and I need everything to be ready for when I leave. So tonight we made dinner. We had steak and sausage stir fry. My son loves sausage stir fry, and he is not a fan of vegetables. But so I cut up. I really think it's the sausage that makes the difference. But I cut up some sausage, saute it in a pan, and then I add zucchini, squash, and onions, and I cook it all up. And he absolutely devours it. Just loves it. But I don't feel like that is enough. So we had some steak with it. Good protein tonight. And then we played a card game together. The 4 of us, which was great and hilarious. We had so much fun. Then the kids helped me. What do I have all over my face? Like, the kids helped me price. Apologies. Help me price all my charts, because like when I get them in, I put them in a spreadsheet and I don't put a price tag on it because I don't need one. But with me going to this retreat, I'm going to need them to make things easier. So they help me do that and make sure my inventory is correct. Like I have listed how many I actually have so that when I'm there, I can mark it off and it'd be correct. So we did that. Really, I guess that's about it. And then Lexi and I sat down and watched the end of season 1 of American Horror Story. And then I've watched a bunch of TV since then, but I've been sitting here stitching. So remember I said I was going to make Alice in a Dolly Dream my daily 100. I did that, but I did both my daily 100s at the same time because it was midnight when I got to sit down and stitch anyway. Here's what she looks like. And so I did yesterday's daily 100 and today's daily 100 together because I needed 200 for, we're doing like the Amazing Race basically. So anyways, here's what she looks like. And I got 200 stitches put into her today. So here is where we're at. Let's get it turned the right way. So here's where she's at. Looking good. We did 2 very confetti filled squares up here. Oh my goodness, there were so many. I mean, look at those parked threads. The ones under them are going to be a lot too, because we're working on, where's that picture? Oh, it looks like we're working on some trees, and we're about to go into that swan that's right there. So worked on that for 200 stitches tonight, which meant with the time I had left, I was able to get about 200 stitches on Life's an Open Book Paris, because it is full coverage Friday. So here is what it will look like when it's done. It's huge. It'll take me 30 plus years. But here is what we worked on tonight. So I got these 2 squares right up here done. So it's looking really good too. I feel like next year I need to back off my full coverages a little bit. I may not even have most of them on my whip list next year. Because I just feel like if I can focus on a few, I can get more progress than trying to get progress on all 7 of the ones that I have. I don't even know. I do not even know. Mini Alice in a Dolly Dream and Mini Phantom of the Masquerade are my top 2. I may even keep Epic Pokemon going. But Life's an Open Book Paris, Once Upon a Fairy Tale, Magic Study, Ornament Fairy Spell. Those, I'll probably keep QS Ladybug out just because it's going to stitch up quick and it's 1 color. It'll be my monochromatic for next year. So split it in half, basically. Keep 4, put 4 up. Sound okay? I'm not sure QS Ladybug counts as a full coverage, but it's a Haid, so, you know, it is what it is. So, the plan tonight is to work on Sunset, and I won't need to do my daily 100 first, so we should get some good stitching on it. But we are going to be meal prepping. Lexi's going to help me. We talked about that today. She's got to get some fabric dyed tonight. But otherwise it's Saturday and I'm going to relax because then I work. I'm supposed to work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I leave for Cincinnati on Thursday. Here's my thing. If I work Wednesday night, I get off at 5:30 in the morning. And it's a 4-hour drive to the airport. And I have to be there by 1 o'clock. Which basically means get off from a 12-hour night shift, drive 4 hours, and get on an airplane. I don't know if this is going to work. Or if I'm going to need to see if somebody can take my day. I don't know. Give up a day. Be super tired my first day. Because, like, that being said, my plane takes off from San Antonio at, like, 1:30. I land in Chicago. Is it Chicago or Detroit? I'm not sure. One of those two. I land there. And then I think I've got like a 4-hour layover. And then we jump on the plane from there to Cincinnati. We should get into Cincinnati about 10:30 at night. And then we have an hour-ish, maybe a little bit more, drive to the hotel. It would make for a very long day. So we'll see what happens. I don't know yet. This shirt makes my eyes really blue. This. Obviously, I'm tired. So it is time for me to go get some sleep. And I will check in with y'all tomorrow. Oh, also, I got my planner for next year. It's a plum paper planner that you can custom order them. I saw Snark and Spark. I think that's Emily's channel's name. She bought hers a couple months ago and went ahead and started using it mid-year. I can't seem to get my brain to wrap around changing planners mid-year. So mine's for next year. But I'll do a separate video where I go through a walkthrough because it has so many really neat features. I will say though, I'll show you. I did not realize. I mean, I looked at the size, but I didn't really think about the size, and I didn't look, and looking at it is not knowing it, right? Y'all gotta see this thing. It is massive. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It is bigger than my head. It's huge, but look at it. Isn't it gorgeous and all customized? So we will be doing a walkthrough of this very soon. Very soon, because I need to give you all the specs so that you can go and order yours before next year. Because I think it is going to be really good. Really good for the way I like to do things. Of course, y'all know that I'm constantly changing the way I like to do things. So there's that. And the Happy Planner always allowed me to change because you could take things in and out. And this one, not so much. But I was just ready for something different. I was actually finding some annoyances with the disc system, mostly because I open and close it so much. So that's why we're trying the ring binding or whatever it's called, spiral bound. So, yeah. Okay, I've talked way too long. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so I got a sous chef over here. We're going to be prepping some meals for the week. So what I have on the list for lunches, we'll go ahead and call them lunches. We've got egg salad and tuna salad that we're gonna pre-prep and have in the fridge. Like right now I have 3 bowls sitting out. We'll have Lexi's tuna salad, Ryan's tuna salad, and the one my husband and I will take to work. So that they can grab theirs whenever they want it for lunch. And then we'll have ours for one night at work. We're going to pre-make a chicken enchilada casserole that will then go in the freezer, and then we can just pull it out of the freezer, pop it in the oven, and it'll be ready to go. Barbecue chicken. I'm gonna pre-cook the chicken, stuff it, and then we're going to freeze it. And then when we pull it out, it'll need to go in the oven, and we just put barbecue sauce on it. Barbecue burgers they're not going to be cooked, just completely prepped with the meat. What else we put? Barbecue burgers, eggs, crackers, barbecue sauce. Yeah. A tater tot casserole. So I think so. Tater tot casserole, we'll have to cook the meat. We'll put the whole casserole together with the frozen hash brown. We call it tater tot casserole because typically we put tater tots on the top, but this time we're doing hash browns. And then we'll cover it and stick it in the freezer, and that way all they have to do is pop it in the oven. And then a chicken stir fry that we can put in the fridge, and they can grab a little bit, warm it up, and throw some ramen underneath it. So we're gonna get started on that, and I will check in here in a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do a midway progress update. We have the tuna is ready, except Lexi is peeling eggs to put in them.
It's not going well.
She's not entirely enthusiastic. Some of those eggs are for egg salad, so if they don't, anyway. I've started the chicken mixture for the chicken enchiladas. It needs to be mixed, but the cream cheese is not cooperating, so I'm gonna have to do it with hand. So I'm waiting. This is going to be the burgers for barbecue burgers. It's just the meat right now. That's all I've gotten in there. We just finished the tater tot casserole. What? Well, Lexi just did the tater tot casserole, so I'm about to cover it and put it in the freezer somewhere.
How are we gonna put it out?
We'll figure it out. Okay, so we still gotta peel eggs for egg salad. And I still gotta throw the chicken in for the barbecue chicken. So we're getting there, a little bit at a time. we're moving along, and we still have to make dinner for tonight, which we're having salmon patties. So I got to prep that. But I just kind of wanted to show you the chaos that is this plan. Good morning, everybody. Okay, it is Sunday morning, October 30th, and I'm ready for bed. We finally got it finished meal prepping. I think it took us 2.5 hours or so. I'm really excited. I think it's going to go really well. And then we had really good dinner, and then I was exhausted. So I sat here and stitched for far too long. So, well, I mean, I got 2 loads of laundry done, so at least I did something. But I worked on Sunset tonight. Remember, I didn't have to do my daily 100 because I did it last night. So I pulled out Sunset, and I got 800 stitches into her tonight. So we completely finished off this wing. Had some of this down here to do. The bottom of the body, and we've gotten started on this wing, so it's looking pretty good. Yeah, not a whole lot more. I don't think it'll be finished this year, but it's not going to take too much more to get her all done. And she's so sparkly. I don't know if y'all can see it. All the Kreinik. There's purple Kreinik and there's orange Kreinik. It's gorgeous. It's, let me see. Can you tell? Yeah, that's the purple. I think the orange has rolled off. So we'll have to find that later. Anyway, I'm going to get it put up. I'm going to go to sleep, and then we have work tonight. So I set up my schedule. I have sort of set up my schedule for this week. So I scheduled out my work days, but considering my days off, I'm going to retreat. I don't think I'm going to have a schedule. I think we're just going to kind of wing it. Possibly have some new starts while we're there. I'm not sure. And I'm not going to plan it out. So we're not going to have a plan this week, except for the next couple days. So we'll just kind of wing it. I have pulled out Angel of the New Dawn, so it will go with me to work for its daily 100 this week. And then my stitch-alongs. Touch of Magic, Nordic, Lady of the Flag, Temperature Butterflies. Those all need to be worked on this week. So that's the only plans I have currently. So that is it for me this morning. I'll see y'all again tonight. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, it is the end of this vlog. It is a Monday morning, and it is time to tie things up. I'm tired. I'm so ready to go home. But it wasn't a bad night. Work's been a little different lately. So we normally get this list, and we use the list to go to these different places, and it's direction. It's helpful. And for the last week, we haven't been receiving our lists. So I've been a little aimless, and I did this job for a long time without the list. It's just trying to find that rhythm again. It's awkward. So, first night of working the meal planning, one of the meals I made last night was barbecue burgers, or I made yesterday. I prepped yesterday, and was barbecue burgers. So what I did was, it's kind of like a meatloaf burger, but with barbecue instead of ketchup. So, you've got your eggs, your cracker, your onion, meat. You mix it all up. I put a little bit of barbecue sauce in the meat, and then I made patties and I froze them. And then today I got up and I popped them in the oven, and then I went and took a shower and got dressed for work and did all my things. And then I went over to the oven and I added some more barbecue sauce on top and let it cook a little longer. And then the kids ate right then, and my husband and I brought them to work. And then I also prepped a second meal, because I have to eat at least twice. So mine was sandwiches, ham and cheese, cucumber, and pimento cheese and crackers. So I was able to kind of snack all night. I had plenty. His was crackers and cheese. He really likes his crackers and cheese. olives with garlic in them and pickles. Just different, oh, and cucumbers. Different things he can snack on throughout the night. Okay, so far, it's going okay this week. Tonight's meal is not a pre-prepped meal, but it's one of those that cooks up fairly quickly, usually about 10 minutes. It's a KFC bowl, so you got popcorn chicken, which is already made, just gotta toss it in the air fryer to warm it up. I make the mashed potatoes. Yes, I would love to make them from scratch. I did not. They are packaged, but anyway. Mashed potatoes, corn, gravy, cheese, all in a bowl. So, all right, looking forward to that. All right, I'll check that in just a second. So my daily 100 was Angel of the New Dawn. We added some more over here in the wing, and so this will be coming out again tonight. And then I worked on temperature butterflies, so I got about 200 stitches in on here, so it's looking pretty good. All right, I gotta let y'all go so I can get all this together and uploaded, but I will see y'all next week. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you saw something this week that keeps you coming back for more. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back after week. I so appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, all the ways that you show you love me, and I'll see y'all next week.